currently reading Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I am on the first book. It's a 5-book series. The 3 books are of this couple and another 2 books are of the other couple Daisy hates, I think, and I will talk about it when I get to that. Okay, right now I am 30% into the first book of Magnolia Parks, and I was actually not even going to vlog this entire experience. It was just supposed to be this fun read that I was going to have. Okay, it was supposed to be this fun read because this is the story of BJ and Magnolia, and in the first 15-20% itself you come to know that they have this toxic relationship. They just do toxic things and they hurt each other a lot, like a lot. And I knew this already, like this is the most popular thing said about this book. So I started reading it because I wanted to have some fun, you know, like, oh, you've had a long hard day, let's read drama, you know, like, I don't know, just have fun with it, right? Like drama and gossip and stuff like that. So I started reading it that way. So I was not going to vlog about it, but I'm 30% into it, and what is going on? Their connection is intense. It's so intense, and I cannot believe it, because what I can't believe is that I am enjoying this book so much, but also in such a painful manner, because it is hurting me, the fact that they are not together. Okay, they are toxic for each other, they hurt each other. She keeps dating all of these people, he is just roaming around with girls, and they really shouldn't be together at all. But then you read and you're like, oh my god, I really want them to be together. And I don't know how, because BJ can actually never ever redeem himself from what he has done. But even the scene where he has done something to hurt Magnolia, and so he's apologizing for it, that entire scene itself, I just like, oh my god, why did you do it? Why would you do it? If you're this kind of a guy who loves me so much, why would you do it? You know, like, that's what I was thinking, that Magnolia must be thinking, and that was sort of what she was thinking. And it was just so intense. And they know each other from childhood as in like 4 years, 6 years old, and the connection is so intense and it's so deep, but it's so toxic and it's so irredeemable that I am like glued to my Kindle now, and I'm 30% in, and I was not supposed to vlog it, but I have so much to say that I just decided to switch on my camera and just blabber about it. I don't know where this vlog is gonna go. I don't know if it's also like going to go live or not, but that is what is going on with me right now. Oh my god, this book is so reminding me of Chuck and Blair from Gossip Girl, because that couple in Gossip Girl is my favorite couple ever. They are also really toxic. They do the worst things to each other, okay, but I was rooting for them for so strongly. And even now sometimes, like, if I ever rewatch Gossip Girl, and I have watched it like 3-4 times, it is because I want to see Chuck and Blair for 10 freaking seasons. The tension, the intensity, the connection, the intensity of the connection. I feel like if this couple also did not have that intensity, and even Chuck and Blair did not have that intensity, then obviously you're like, oh my god, why would you ever be with him? You know, like, oh, why would you even think about him? But then you read the way this book is written and the way Chuck and Blair are in Gossip Girl, and you're like, okay, this is tragic. Like, this is tragic. If they are not able to be together with each other, it's just pure tragedy, even if it is because they are both incapable of a healthy relationship. That is a tragedy. That's not something that I can be like, oh my god, why? No, that is a tragedy. Okay, that is how I feel right now, and I am going to read ahead right now itself because I can't stop reading, obviously, and I'm gonna see where this takes me, because this is definitely not, oh, I'll just have some fun at the end of the day sort of a book for me anymore. I really want to see where it's going. And there are 3 books for this couple. Oh my god, I feel like I'm in for a treat. I'm very excited about this. Let's read ahead. Good morning. I have my pour over coffee over here. This is also from Blue Tokai itself. I have my lemon water in this Harry Potter mug, 650 ml lemon water. I have literally just woken up, so I probably look horrible, and we are going to ignore that, and I am going to start reading straight away. I made that hot pour over coffee because I'm going to have my espresso shot later with breakfast, but for now I just want to start reading. Okay, I am at 40% in the book and very invested. They're being such jerks to each other. What is I'm excited to see where the story goes. Let's don't do it. Please don't do it. Oh my god. Do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. She always knows me and I always know her, and it's probably unhealthy and it's probably up, because it's not just that I can't move past her, it's that even if I could figure out how to do it, I wouldn't anyway. Why are they doing this? Why am I reading this and torturing myself? These two people, they're really ruining it for me. Sad for Magnolia. The number of things that are happening with her is just insane. One person cannot take this much. Something just happened and it's just brutal. Back to back to back shit keeps happening with her. Nighttime energy juice, hydration all set. Daisy Haites on the Kindle. We're gonna get into it. I have already started reading the second book, Daisy Haites, and I'm 5% into the book. It says that I have 8 hours left in the book. Obviously not gonna finish it tonight itself, but I'm very excited to get into it. I started because I actually couldn't stop myself, and I also googled whether I need to read Daisy Haites books in order to continue the Magnolia Parks books or not, and I do have to, because they do give you context about Magnolia in these books too. Again, I have no idea what's going to happen, but I am just going to continue reading because I am just too invested in this now. Not in Daisy, but I am invested in this universe very much. Also, I actually thought that this is the story of Daisy Haites and Julian. Daisy and Julian, because that's what I've heard of. Oh, Julian hates Julian. Oh, I like Julian more than BJ. I mean, I think I will like any character better than BJ. So I thought it's between Daisy and Julian, but Daisy and Julian are siblings and there is no like sibling thing going on. But this book is actually about Daisy and Christian. Till now, I've not seen Christian's POV, so I don't know if we're gonna get that. I have seen Julian's and Daisy's POV. So I really don't know what's going to happen. And Julian is into some shady business, some illegal stuff. So yeah, that is what has happened till now, and I'm very intrigued to see where the story goes and why is Julian so popular. I just finished the first Christian chapter and oh my god, reading the character of Magnolia from Christian's perspective makes Magnolia look disgusting, and I do not like how he talks about her. I do not like Christian in the first book too. Anyhow, his character is just a little sleazy to me. I don't know why, even though like the other characters are doing more messed up things than him. He's not doing the messiest things ever, but I don't know, I just don't like him. I don't know how Christian is going to redeem himself in this book, not only as a love interest, because I do not see him falling in love with anybody and things like that. You know, he just doesn't seem like that character to me, but also as a character, as a person, he's not a likable. Okay, all of them are not likable characters, but even in that, I do not like him. I don't feel attached with him. In the second book is in New York, and all I want to see is Magnolia meeting Blair. Like, there's this part where she's like, I've met a lot of these people in New York actually, many a free spirit on the subway, which I'd never take. And I just remember this scene from Gossip Girl where Blair is like, I'm never gonna take a subway. Oh my god, I just wish there was some sort of a crossover like this. That would be so much fun. I have started with the third book, The Long Way Home, Magnolia Parks. And I just want to say, it took me so long to get into Daisy Haites. Okay, and I am like literally 20% in. God. Oh my god. I'm gonna read you a couple of quotations and you'll know what I'm talking about. I am not going to give you context because I don't want to give any spoilers. BJ is talking to somebody. He doesn't know that I'm a wolf and Parks is the moon whose name I've howled since I was 15. I don't know if it hits that hard without context, but oh my god, when I'm reading this is just like intense stuff. There's a part where Magnolia is talking to BJ. He laughs and for some reason it sounds like I'm ringing the doorbell of the home I grew up in. Oh. It's like the morning sun when you forget to close the curtain. It's my fault. I should have closed the curtain. I knew the sun was there. I knew the sun would eventually rise again, but I didn't close the curtain. And now this invasive, bright, shimmering light wakens me from the slumber I was used to avoiding. I still love him. BJ, blah 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 blah. Having too much history with Magnolia Parks isn't the mountain deer I'll hang in the hallway of who I am. Like loving her isn't the first thing you see when you walk through the door of me. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? I'm like 20-25% in and I don't know when I got here. I am just like flying through the book and these quotations are so intense and awesome, and that is what is makes my reading experience so enjoyable. Literally in Daisy Haites, I couldn't get through the first 10-15%. It has taken me like I don't know how many days to get through so much, and then I had to DNF it. And this one, I am just like eating it up. I cannot believe that after this I have to read another Daisy book. But then I have heard that that one is heavy on the Julian side of things. So that I really do want to read. But this is just intense and insane and I love it. I'm just so happy to be back in this world and away from the Daisy Haites world. Apart from that, a lot of bombs have been dropped till now and I have had my jaw on the floor because of it, because there are just some things that have happened which explains what happened in the first book. Actually like physically gasping and groaning, and that is just crazy. Okay, I am just like, what is going on? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, imagine these two not toxic. How cool would that be? Like this couple would be the end of me if these people were like not toxic, and because this is a toxic story I cannot root for them. I just can't, right? I cannot be like, oh yeah, I can't. But then on the other hand, it's like, why are these people literally stupid? Both of them are so stupid. They won't talk to each other. They just keep doing random ass shit. It's frustrating the way these two behave towards each other, and then you read about what they're thinking about each other. Then why the hell do you behave like that? Oh my. I am 44% into the book and it's like 3 a.m. right now. So I am probably going to continue reading. But no, I think I'm going to drop it and I'm going to go to bed because we are on the upside right now and I'm pretty sure things are going to go south very soon, because that's just what this book is about. So I have not touched my phone. I have only gotten up to have dinner. I have not watched anything, nothing. Just sat on my bed and straight up read it. Good morning. I have just woken up and I'm straight up going to start reading because I have sort of like a long day ahead and I'm not going to get to read. Magnolia is straight up annoying. Like I get what she's saying and it's a valid point, but you literally did the opposite of this when this was not happening. Decide. You know, are you gonna, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna be proud? Are you not gonna be proud? Just like decide. I am at 63% in the book. The most irritating part of this entire series is that they do the worst things. Okay, they'll do like the shittiest stuff with each other, and then a week will pass or the next day they'll just be back together like thick as thieves. And that's just the dynamic of their group. It is the most annoying thing for me that they do not have boundaries whatsoever. Like, oh, if you cross this line then there's no going back. Why, Julian? Why are you lying? Oh my god. Every time the book dives deep into Daisy and Julian's past, it's just plain sad. The book is just plain sad. If a toxic couple has to end up together, it has to be Julian, the Julian's couple. Seriously, I like Julian so much, and more because there is a sibling dynamic between Julian and Daisy, and that's it. Okay, as soon as I see Julian with Daisy and the way he takes care of her as her big brother and everything, especially getting the context of their past, I'm just like, and then you see him in a romantic capacity, and then you see him in this non-romantic powerful capacity and this charming capacity, and everything about him except his profession is gold. Okay, I love everything about it. God. I already knew this was coming because I read about this in the third book, but still, it hurts. Daisy and Christian, but this one hurts. This cannot be the end. I'm not going to get Julian's perspective. Oh my god. Julian is my new favorite villain. So like how I like Klaus or how I like Chuck, where that trope, like where villain gets the girl, Julian is where that comes true. And he's like Klaus, but Klaus is also like in the originals and whatever, so it's like a show. This is a book, and I think this is the first time in a book where I'm reading a character who's horrible, like in terms of what he does, but then for her Alrighty guys, I am done with the last book, Into the Dark, in the Magnolia Parks series. The last book, Into the Dark, I did have a few shots, like I kept switching on my camera to talk about the last book because of how much just happens in the book. It is such a long book and a lot happens in the books, but at the same time I cannot talk about it because it will be complete spoilers. There is no way except me doing literally this and literally doing this throughout the entire book. Like that was my only reaction that I could give you guys, because apart from that everything would be so spoilery because it's the last book. However, let's talk about it a little bit. My final thoughts for Into the Dark. First up, after finishing the last book, when I look back at the first two books also in the Magnolia Parks universe, like Magnolia and BJ, it has really made me think a little bit about people in the real world and what people face on a day-to-day basis in the real world. Because whether I want to accept it or not, a lot of people are going through what Magnolia and BJ have been through. And the reason I am getting all of these thoughts now after the third book is because in the third book they really dive deep into everything that Magnolia has been through throughout her entire life and everything that BJ has been through, and they reflect a lot upon why they are the way that they are. And that is what is making me think about people in the real world. I was listening to some song, I don't remember which song, and I was like, this is so BJ and Magnolia. Where is it really people's fault that they become toxic as they grow up because of their circumstances? Because for a very long time in your life, you are not completely in control of what is happening with you. You are getting impacted by the society, you're getting impacted by the way you are brought up and all of the situations and circumstances that happen to you till like for a very big part of your life in the first few years. And you can see all of those things that have happened with BJ and Magnolia when you're reading the third book. And so these people were like quite young. They were around like in their mid-20s or early 20s in the last book. And it makes you think that when they are in that, at that point in their life where they are now adults and now they're able to control what they are doing, before they can understand exactly what is up with them in the first two books, was it really their fault? Because in the first two books I just kept saying, like, I kept thinking so many bad things about these characters because they're so unlikable, literally every single character ever. But then I'm like now that they are aware of it and then you see what they do about it, I can't help but feel some sort of compassion for these characters. And I also think about people in the real world where they turn out to be a certain kind of way because of the things that have happened to them. And I am not saying that it is okay to hurt other people because of your own trauma, but then at the same time, if you do become aware of it because of the circumstances, if you do have the ability and the privilege to become aware of it and you do something about it, then are you really a bad person? Or is this like not a situation where you can do good and bad and it's just all gray? You know what? And I cannot believe that I'm having all of these thoughts and questions because of this series, because this is the last thing that I expected to happen when I got into the series. I wanted to have a lot of fun and drama, and that is it, and I got a lot of it. But I also, by the time I finished the third book, like this last book, I was having all of these questions and I was just like, oh my god, it has made me question a lot of things. I also want to talk about all of the books that I have read, a little bit of a review of all of the books and tier rank them once for you guys, because I don't think I want to make other videos about this particular series because I read it, I had fun with it, and now I'm just like over it till the next Daisy Haites book comes out, for like obviously because Julian first book, which is Magnolia Parks, the ending in that book was absolutely crazy and my jaw was on the floor. Like literally, I think my reaction is in the video, and it was insane. The writing in the first book was absolutely gorgeous. First book was just extremely dramatic, and what stood out for me was the writing. And I also did really like how the book ended because it had me so hooked. That is how I felt. And now that some time has passed and I still think about it, and yes, it was one of the most beautifully written book in this entire series. Then we have the second book, which is the Daisy Haites book, the first Daisy Haites book, but the second book in this entire series, which I DNF'd. I did not read the entire book because it is the story of Daisy and Christian, and I couldn't care less. At that time, I couldn't care less about Christian when I was reading the book, because even from the first book I did not like his character a lot, and now reading his POV was seriously like torturous for me because of how he talked about everybody and just how much of a brat and spoiled and like disgusting he was. I watched a spoiler video. I will link the video in the description in case you also want it, and I came to know what exactly happened, and I was actually really grateful that I did not read the entire book, except, which also I will come back to when I talk about the second book of the Daisy Haites book. Then we have the second Magnolia Parks book. The second book was quite lengthy. That is the most prominent thing that I remember. For the writing also, it became very repetitive, and it became very the same thing happening over and over again, and there was a lot of tension being built too, and we did get deeper into these characters, like why they have this connection that they have, apart from obviously like the soulmate energy that they exude. So it was all interesting, but after 30 or 40% of the book, it got extremely repetitive till the end, where yet again my jaw was on the floor. I would not want to skip out on the second Daisy Haites book because it goes deeper into Julian's story. And now that I have read the second Daisy Haites book and I am absolutely obsessed with Julian, that is what I was going to say, that now I feel like going back to the first Daisy Haites book and reading it because I want to read Julian's perspective, and that was there in the first book, and I wonder if you would get deeper into Julian's life and what he's like from the first book. So what I've decided is, once the next Daisy Haites book comes out, that's when I'm going to read the first, second and third book again to just revamp and rehash everything that I have read. This book was everything to me. I think this is when I had the most fun. I actually did not enjoy the setup of the Daisy Haites world in the first book. That is also not something that I enjoyed. But oh, Julian, oh god, Julian, like I love him. I still think about him. I am absolutely obsessed with him. Oh my god, Julian. So yeah, that is how the second Daisy Haites book was. And I actually started caring about Christian and Daisy also, like them together, so much when I was reading this book. So yeah, this was an amazing book. And then we have the third Magnolia Parks book, which I've already given my review on. So if I was to tier rank all of these books, last Magnolia Parks book, because I really like this universe and I don't enjoy Daisy and Christian's universe that much. So Into the Dark is the first topmost book in this entire series for me. And then secondly, obviously, we have the Daisy Haites second book, which I am absolutely obsessed with. And the major reason for it is Julian. The quotations for Julian's perspective, oh my god. Then the third book would be the first Magnolia Parks book, because of the writing and just how absolutely beautiful it was. Then we have the second Magnolia Parks book, and then we have the first Daisy Haites book. That is how I would rank all of these books. And in the end, is this entire series worth it? I think it is meant for a very particular kind of person. I don't think everybody will enjoy it. I was feeling quite guilty when I was enjoying these books so much, because I hold books in this righteous light sometimes, that they inspire you and everybody in the book is supposed to be nice and they're supposed to be good people to inspire good within you. But then I was also thinking about it, and I have read Daisy Jones and the Six and Six of Crows and so many books that are my absolute favorite, and none of those characters are absolutely good. They are in the gray. And so when I shifted my perspective a little bit like that, that is when I got really into the book, and that is when I had all of the thoughts that I had about toxic people and toxic love even in the real world. So then that is when I stopped feeling guilty. So if you hold books in this righteous light, that where every character has to be good, or at least some characters have to be good and you can root for them, then please do not read this book. It's going to be an absolute waste of time and you're going to want to throw it away, and you're just going to be like, who writes these books and why would anybody read these books and things like that. But if you like books where all of the characters are absolute shit, especially to begin with, and they're all wrong and they're all messy and none of them they are right, and you basically probably cannot root for any couple or anybody, then I think you will really enjoy this series. And also, if you're obsessed with the Gossip Girl series, then obviously you will enjoy the series a lot, because there were a lot of similarities. Overall, I think this entire series would be around a 3 to 3.5 stars, where I loved the writing, I loved the pacing, I loved the storytelling. I also did like the characters, not in a way where I like them for who they are, but just how invested I was in them. And there was so much good about the series, but now that I'm done with it, I'm just like done with it. You know, I'm not gonna go back to it, and I'm probably also not going to be buying the physical copies of it, if that says anything about the series at all. And with that, we come towards the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This vlog was actually not supposed to even exist, but I just had so much to say that I just started vlogging it. So I really hope you did enjoy the style of vlogging that I have done. I'll see you guys again in the next one. Bye.